What is going on, people? We're here because we're here to thank you for 1,000 subscribers. You know, we leveled up in this bitch, man. So I'm here with Manny. You know, you may take off the guys now, man.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys, man. It's crazy. Like we were like at 980 something. It's like, okay, man, we need to make that push. You know what I'm saying? So within like the last 24 hours, we got like 15 new subscribers. So thank you for that. Fucking amazing. And by the way, since this is not old school Google Hangouts, this is like Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore, right? So since this is the new one, we have 2 people watching us. So thank you for watching us. But we're not going to do a long show. We're going to be here like 10, 15 minutes, guys. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, so we figured since it's 1,000 subscribers, we should do something special, right? So this will be the official kickoff of the contest, even though we're not going to start the contest yet. So basically, as we like to do, we're going to ask you a question, video game related question, and we're going to pick the best story that's related to whatever answer you give. Whichever has the best answer, you know, we'll pick that. And we're going to do that tomorrow on Throw Down Your Questions, episode 132, man.
132.
You know, so yeah, Manny, you want to say anything to the fans about this crazy number we just hit?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's, you know, here's the thing. I never thought that we would get to that point. Like when we've been doing this show, you know, since all the way before, you know, some of you guys have been out there, you know, saw us on STFU and Play. We've been doing this thing for a long time. And it's just amazing that, you know, we just reached this crazy number. And, you know, I hope we keep going up and up.
Yeah, man. And you know, the like within the last freaking like what's it 5 months almost, it's really gone up crazy, right? And I think a lot of that has to do because we started doing more daily, not really daily stuff, but you know, I started doing the Tony Stakes in there because I saw where the winds are shifting, right? It's like people want, like, even though I thought we were doing really, really well with 2 shows a week, that was good before. That would have been fine before, but now people want more daily content. So that started really helping things out because the way I see it is like, okay, Tony's Take is a good way to lure people in, but I want you to stay for Throwdown. That's the main heart of this shit, you know?
Yep. So I mean, the one thing about YouTube nowadays is that you kind of have to continue to keep the content rolling and pretty consistently and, you know, more often. So, I mean, like, as far as, you know, Throwdown goes, we do that, you know, we're every single week we do 2 shows, you know, the beginning, you know, like a Thursday, and then we do one on Sunday. But you know, definitely we needed that little push of additional things to kind of, you know, to keep things, you know, moving in the middle. So I definitely think that the Tony's Take did help a lot with that. And also, you know, I mean, I would love to be able to get some other, you know, bits of content in there too for you guys. Maybe have Chris go on a rant, you know, or something.
I mean,
like
you know, I've talked to Chris and Brett specifically because they both like to go off on rants and stuff. Like, I would love for any of you guys to do anything like that, but obviously it's all, if we could do it. Throwdown is easy for us. We know when to do it. We know how much time we're going to have. All that other shit is a little bit trickier, you know, but at the same time, I do want you guys, because here's the thing, you guys give us a lot of praise, a lot of props and stuff. We love that, but at the same time, we need a little bit more feedback. Like, what do you like about the show? What do you want us to change? What would you like included? Shit like that would be good too, because we want to hear what you guys have to say about that.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to know what you guys really would want. I mean, you know, what stuff do you want us to talk about, stuff like that, just to kind of have these additional things in there, you know, that you might enjoy.
Yeah. By the way, I find it funny. I was talking to one of our fans, Mark. He's been with us since the old days, right? You know, original Throwdown, right? And he actually was looking back at, you know, Throwdown number 1 of the relaunch, right? Which is not We Are Now. He said that, you know, how excited we were because we had 9 people watching us live, right? Now think about it like this, right? we had 9 people live watching us for that first episode, right? And we were pimping that episode out for 2 weeks, right? Here we are now, right? This shit we're doing right here, we didn't promote it or nothing, right? There's 11 random dudes just showing up.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, we're averaging about like 30 to sometimes 50 people watching us each time. I'm like, damn, it's crazy. And the other cool thing is, you know, and this is about tuning our own home, so fuck it, I'm going to do it. I like our attach rate, right? Because I've seen channels that have like 1 million subscribers, yet all their videos only get 10,000 hits. I'm like, that's kind of weird, you know? With us, it's like we have 1,000 now, and we usually generally get around 500, 600 watchers, right? So I'm like, okay, that's actually a pretty good attach rate. Like basically it would be equivalent of this. If we had 1 million subscribers, we'd have 600,000 per video, you know? So our attach rate is pretty good. So it lets me know that it's not just, you know, I don't know the good term for it, but just it's committed people, you know?
Yeah, and it also seeing that, you know, people, you know, a lot of you guys stick around for the long haul, and also, you know, some of you guys, you know, we also been, you know, putting together our shows, you know, where we put the little sorts of you know, links to all the different parts of the show so that you guys can, if you want to, you know, skip around or a little bit and check out the different segments. We also, you know, have it so that as well. So that
yeah, that's a big shout out to Carlos right there, because he noticed a trick. He like basically when we are watching our own videos and we hit like on it, I think you guys may be able to do this too. It gives you a little bit of a time, right? Like how long the shit's been going on. And he's like, dude, we could have timestamps. I'm like, oh shit. Yes, we've been asked for timestamps since the beginning, but we couldn't figure out how to do it. Now we know, because you know how Throw It Down, man. Sometimes we do these long fucking shows. So
yeah, I mean, the last show. I mean, the last show was short; it was like an hour and change.
Yeah, right? But the show before, the last 300 questions was so long. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes. It was so long. We had to cut off like 10 questions. You know.
Yeah.
But for you guys, you don't have to sit there and listen 3 hours. You could go to specific parts. You know, and I think that's helped a lot too, you know, because not everybody, because I mean, I know a lot of you guys watching us, like you listen to us from work and shit, right? But some guys, they don't, you know, they can listen to us in little pieces, you know?
Yeah,
so
definitely
that works, you know, that works for them for sure. But yeah, it's nutty, man. Like now my goal is, as crazy as this may sound, I want to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if we can do it, but that'd be nice, you know. But Manny and I have been talking, you know, we want to get some more guests on. We already have a big one we have in mind for after E3. But the thing is, here's the thing, you know, I don't know if I told you this myself, but here's the thing about guests, right? I do want guests and stuff, but at the same time, I want it to be a bit of a balance, because this show is, you know, how like the Howard Stern show, you listen to Howard Stern because the crazy guests he has on, right?
Yeah.
For us, we're the spotlight.
We're the stars. Yeah.
Just being honest, we're the stars here, you know?
Well, I
mean, I want it to be like a good balance. Like we have a guest on maybe once a month, but you're here for us, man, you know?
I think also, especially with the guest thing, we tend to choose people that can kind of, you know, jump in and, you know, get to talking about things as well. And I think the way our guest system works is that everybody is just we're just looking for having a fun conversation about this stuff, rather than like, hey, you know, put this guy on a pedestal or something like that, you know, especially, you know, like, you know, when we had Yang on, you know, he was, you know, he jumped in there and he was like essentially just like a member of the show. And I feel like that as part of some of the guests too, you know, they obviously their situations to be a little bit different. They probably can't stick around for the whole show, you know, but I definitely think that, you know, our format also, it's a more, you know, it's not like an official conversation. We're just having a bunch of guys having a conversation in a room.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, and here is blah, 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 you know.
You know, yeah, we don't really do that. And then even like most of our guests, actually, I would say 99% of the guests we have on, they've always been community guys, right? Like guys are kind of doing what we're doing, because, you know, we are trying to get some like bigger executives and shit on, right? That's cool, but we kind of like to talk to peers and stuff, and have the like. Not only do we get introduced to their audience, but their audience gets introduced to us, you know, because again, you know, it's just interesting how the gaming industry has just changed so much. Not before, it used to be just about the journalists and stuff. Now it's like just regular dudes just doing shows. You know, you don't need a big ass production or any of that stuff now. It's crazy, you know. But yeah, so hopefully, you know, and again, we know right now, we talk about, we do want to get to a point where the show pays for itself, right? Because we do still got to pay for this shit, you know. At the same time, and I think you could agree with me, we're not doing this for the money, right? This isn't like our primary job. We do this not only because it's a couple of reasons. This is my reasons. One, it's just fun to do. It gets when the fuck am I gonna hang out with you and Chris? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are all far now, so I get to hang out with Chris, Brett, Adam, you know, fucking Carlos and shit. All the time, at least twice a week. So that's good for us. But at the same time, you guys like that, because again, the heart of the show has always been, we want you guys to feel like you're just in on the conversation. It's just a bunch of dudes talking about games. That's it. Exactly. We're not trying to like do too much fluff and all that crap, you know? Mm-hmm. And the fans have been telling us that they like that shit. They're like, yeah, it feels like I'm just there hanging out with you guys. That's to me, those are the podcasts I like to listen to. And that's what we want to do on this shit. And it's been working. As soon as anybody tells me that, it's like, okay, we're doing our job right.
Exactly. It's I mean, again, it also kind of stems from all of our, you know, before there was any internet, I was talking on the friggin' phone and stuff like that, you know, just except it's more structured. It's like, oh, did you hear this? Yeah, you know.
Yeah. By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to some of the guys in the chat right here. The Analog Circle podcast. Shout out to you guys. They've been supporting us for a long time. Basement Radio guys. Arcade, my man Enrique. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Adam Vale's going to be on their show this Wednesday, so that should be fun. Oh, my man Hocus Pocus. He goes, congratulations, Lunar 1745, and Nate, man. You know, thank you for joining us. By the way, you know, because. By the way, also quick shout out to our great moderator, Kristen, Chris's wife. You know, she's fucking awesome. She's always holding it down in the chat room. I give her a shout out because I had to kick a dude off the chat right now for talking shit. Normally, I don't have to worry about that, but you know, but she does a great job of that. You know, my man DC 5841, what's up, bro? You know, so yeah, man, our fans are awesome, man. Like, we don't really like what I like about our fans is you guys are smart. You know. You're not stupid. There's some other people out there. It's like, come on, man, you got to deal with this nonsense, man. You know, like, like for the past 2 weeks, I wrote these crazy editorials in the comments and this. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are brain dead. You throw it out, fans ain't like that, man. You guys are smart. You know what the fuck you guys want, you know? Yeah, it's just interesting, man. Like, obviously, you know, there's other shows out there that are like way bigger than us, but I'm gonna just be honest, and I'm not naming names or anything or trying to shit on anybody, but I feel a lot of the bigger shows, they kind of rely too much on drama. We're not about that shit. Like, no, you know, throw it on. We do specialize in pointing out bullshit that's happening in the industry, but at the same time, there's no artificial drama that, you know, just to churn up views. That's not genuine, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in general, we want to celebrate the side of gaming where, you know, you're having fun and you're doing these sorts of all the other things. You know, you don't need to worry about those drama things. But the thing is that then there's moments when the drama things start to, insert themselves into all the fun. And that's the part that kind of sucks.
And that's where we step in. It's like, okay, this is stupid. This is ruining what gaming is all about. I mean, granted, we do have those heated discussions. You know, I love that. Man, this is why I'm so glad that Brett loves the Switch, because it's given us so much great debatey stuff on here. But at the same time, that's not manufactured. That's real, you know?
And the thing is, it's good to have that sort of variety. Yes. If we're all saying the same thing, that's not interesting. Yeah. You know, we can have an adult conversation about how, you know, what, you know, obviously Brett loves the Switch and that's his thing right now. And I mean, it's good to have somebody who has that sort of point of view.
Yeah, I love that. But again, it's real. It's not manufactured. Like, you know, there's not going to be an Alex Jones situation here, people. Yeah. You know, by the way, my man and Nate, he goes, I like the more personalized take. Honestly, a lot of the larger podcasts I've actually stopped watching. Dude, I've stopped watching those years ago, man. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade, but like shit from like IGN and all that. It's like, I'm not trying to watch all these dudes talking about games, man. You know, I don't know. It's just boring to me.
I mean, it's a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit weird because it doesn't. I mean, it's hard to know how much of it is just them kind of, you know, because they've been sponsored by somebody that they have to kind of do these things.
Yeah,
or the other side of it is just in general interest in these things. When you hear people saying silly things like, "Oh, we didn't look at this game because we didn't get a review copy." That doesn't mean anything. If you like games, you'll buy the game regardless of, you know, if you like games and you're in whatever, you shouldn't be waiting for any review copies. If you like the game and you wanted to play the game, then play the game. Who cares if you didn't receive it in the mail? That's the thing. We don't, for the most part, you know, whenever we did these things, you know, a lot of us were just doing it out of, you know, just be reviewing games and, you know, talking about games that we've already bought. I mean, one thing is like Tony obviously, you know, has a position now where he can get some of the games that for review and to check out. But still, that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes he's just like, well, I'm going to the store and getting this game. You know,
listen, you got to understand something, man. And you already know this, man. Like, I do get a lot of games for review, but I buy way more games than I get for review. Like the majority, like 80% of the games I play during a year, I'm buying them myself, you know. But again, the realness, you know, and then this goes back to old school, man, because you guys don't even know about this shit. The motherfucking cool stuff, the blog, man. You know?
Oh yeah.
Manny and I, you know, we started, and Adam too. Chris helped out as well. We were on Cool Stuff, the blog, right? We weren't on fucking getting games for free or nothing.
No way, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we were just buying games and talking about them. That's what it's all about. It's about the love of games, man. You know, and I think a lot of these guys, as you pointed out, they forgot that. It's just they forgot that, you know, they got too full of themselves, man. But throw it out, we're not about that shit. As a matter of fact, going, you know, looping it back around to the contest. You think we think that's sponsored? No, I'm paying for that shit with my fucking money.
Oh yeah.
You know, so yeah, again, I just want to reiterate for the contest. We're going to start it on episode 132 of Throw On Your Questions. We're going to ask you one question, I guess that's appropriate. Throw on questions, we ask you a question, and the winner, you know, you tell me what game you want and I'll buy it for you. Just be reasonable. I'm not buying you Mecha Salt or anything that costs $120.
Exactly.
You know, man, with the big ass controller and stuff. I'm not
exactly
like a $60 game, you know, like anything, you know,
for any of the consoles.
I'll buy you whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. It's $60 or below, but not above. I'm not buying, you know, a special edition of some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want scratch.
Yeah, man, I want the $150 version of Nier Automata that comes with the statue and the soundtrack and the artwork.
We ain't about that life, man. You know, we ain't got that kind of money, son. But whatever game you want, I don't give a fuck. Because again, we are platform neutral here. You know, you know, we've been accused of being the Sony down. No, man, we listen. Between all of us, we have every console, man. Even I have, dude. I have all the shit. I got a fucking PC, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, because now I can actually afford the shit. Gaming, man, and the other brothers, you know, they specialize in shit too. You know,
I'm officially, me and Brett are the two official people who don't actually own on the show, that don't actually own every single console. Well, and Brian.
That's 100% right, because Chris owns everything. Well, Chris doesn't own the Switch, you know, but
I mean, he owns the Xbox and he owns the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Me and Carlos are the main
guys.
We have everything. We're crazy.
You and Carlos both have Switches as well as Brett. So yeah, between all of us, we have all the consoles.
And Adam has us covered on the Game Boy tip.
Yeah, he's on his Game Boy.
It's crazy. So yeah, I don't think we had to say too much more. I let this thing go on a little bit long because it is the 1000th episode, and just to let you guys know, you know, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be successful. We're going to commemorate giving you a game every milestone. So the next milestone will be 2000 episodes. So we'll probably give you another game. And I'm going to say now, this is far into the future. This is PlayStation 5 level. You know, when we hit 10,000, I'm going to try my best to buy you a console. But that's 10,000. We're not even close to that yet.
Yeah, we're not even close to that one.
We got to think ahead, man. So yeah, that's. Let me give just look at the comments real quick, see who's in there. Give them shout out to my man Skilled HD, Corey Dillon. Corey's always been with us too, man. My man Kal-El, you know, Kal-El, remember that shit, bro? When we had one subscriber on this channel, look at us now, man. This shit is crazy, you know. I think hey, cool. This guy's called Polygon. He goes, congrats from Europe, guys. Europe, hell, we got a lot of viewers over in Europe, man. So shout out to Europe, man. Where it all started. All right, man. So that's pretty much it, man. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time on Throw Down Your Questions, Throw Down, Tony's Take, all of that shit, man. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.